Hi, thanks for joining me today. Are you worried that your stepchild, or indeed child, is using restrictive eating and you're worried about them beginning to develop some form of eating disorder? I post once a week, so subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell and I'll let you know every time I post. I'm not here to replace the advice of doctors or professional help if a child in your care is beginning to show dangerous signs of restricting what they're eating. But I do think it is worth me just doing a session on what you can do if things aren't quite as serious as that. Now, there can be lots of reasons and causes for a child to begin to restrict the intake of food. But generally speaking, I think it's fair to say that it comes from being something that they can control. So when a child begins to cut down on the food they're eating and become particular and fussy and has got lots of rules around what they eat, it can become quite obsessional. And what I would recommend for you as a step-parent or a parent in this situation is to not to get drawn into participating in this obsession, because parental figures with eating disordered children can become as obsessive as the child about trying to make the child eat as the child is obsessive about not wanting to eat. And what happens then is that you go head to head with the young person in the household. You're trying to persuade them to eat more, and they're becoming more and more resolved to eat less. My recommendation is that you don't pay much attention to it at all. In fact, what one needs to do is to keep meals and meal times regular and, if possible, normal and just eating together with no real conflict during the conversations during meal times. So that requires quite a change probably in you, where you need to think about the 3 meals of the day and have them at regular intervals, have them together and serve the food as normal, and not over-obsess if the young person leaves things on the side of their plate, doesn't eat things, refuses stuff, makes an argument about it. Just clear the plate and serve the next meal, making a certain amount of accommodation for what they will and won't eat. So don't continue to serve them stuff that they don't like or are going to say they're going to refuse to eat. So accommodate to a degree, but not overtly, so you're not showing them that you're accommodating them, like changing what you're doing. But you just keep things as normal as possible. Then, the most useful thing to take from this is to realise that the child is wanting control and they're losing control. They're feeling they're out of control. And that's why they're quite likely to be wanting to control something, and that something is the food they're putting in their bodies. So realise it's about control, and look at other ways in their lives where they can regain some control over what they do with their time. Give them things in their life they like to do and support them in that. That might mean taking them to things, getting friends involved in things, helping them to take back control in their life in other areas. The fact that they're restricting eating means that other areas of their life isn't working out for them. Your job is to try and make the other areas of their life work out for them better, and so that they grow in self-confidence, they have decisions about what they're doing, that they have friendships, that they have all the things that help them to build their self-esteem and self-confidence. Then you carry on ignoring their eating habits, and hopefully you monitor it so that hopefully as other aspects of their lives grow around them, they'll feel less need to take control of their food in that way. But it's important you don't get drawn into paying attention to the food, because then it'll become a battle between you. And this restrictive eating is not about food. It's not about restricting eating. It's about their mental health in other areas of their life. And what you need to do is to support, get their lives better. And then the restrictive eating should recede as well, and they'll grow on through it. Wanting to eat is a very natural thing, and them restricting it is counterintuitive, but they will do it if you don't look after other aspects of their life. You can do this if things haven't got too bad. Once they're set into a pattern of under-eating and eating less and less, and the control over food has begun to take over, then you have a much, much bigger problem for which you need professional help. But up until that point, it's really worth not concentrating on the food, but recognising it's something else that needs to be sorted out in your stepchild or child's life. We run workshops, sessions, an email response service, and we write booklets. Have a look at the description box below for links to our social media and website.